Carcinoma of tongue. Pathological types 1. Non-healing ulcer commonly on lateral border of tongue in 60% of cases with slug. Second, a proliferative growth with everted edge. Third, frozen tongue or indurated variety. In this variety, there is maximum induration and sometimes it is more than the size of tumor. The tongue is converted into a hard woody mass. Fourth, fissure variety. The tongue is indurated with deep fissure. Clinical presentation: a bleeding ulcer. Pain in the tongue is due to involvement of lingual nerve. In such cases, pain from the tongue can be referred to the ear and lower temporal region. Ankyloglossia is restricted mobility of the tongue. That is due to infiltration of floor of the mouth or mandible or due to an advanced lesion. Disarticulation, difficulty in talking, is due to inability of the tongue to move freely. Dysphagia is a common presentation from carcinoma of posterior one-third in 20% cases. An elderly gentleman sitting in outpatient department spitting blood-stained saliva is suggestive of carcinoma posterior one-third of the tongue. Foetor oris is due to infected necrotic growth. Bilateral massive enlargement of lower deep cervical nodes in an elderly patient is suggestive of carcinoma of posterior one-third. The patient may not be aware of growth at all. Clinical examination. Inspection and palpation of the growth or ulcer should be described in the same manner as that of carcinoma cheek. Typically, the ulcer bleeds on touch with central slug. The edge, base, and surrounding area are indurated. Carcinoma of the tongue and carcinoma of the penis are two places in the body wherein induration can be much more extensive than the primary growth or an ulcer. In some cases, induration may be the only finding. Everted edge is commonly seen. Digital palpation of posterior one-third of tongue should be done with a glove. Test for mobility of the tongue, forward protrusion, genioglossus. This is the muscle commonly involved. Backward movement, styloglossus, elevation, palatoglossus, depression, hyoglossus. All these muscles are supplied by hypoglossal nerve except palatoglossal, which is supplied by glossopharyngeal nerve. Bidigital palpation of the mandible should be done, which may show thickening. Lymphatic spread. Apical vessels drain the tip of the tongue into submental lymph nodes bilaterally. Lateral vessels drain into submandibular lymph nodes from here to the lower deep cervical lymph nodes and jugulo-omohyoid nodes, level 3. Central vessels drain into submandibular nodes. Basal vessels drains the posterior one-third of the tongue. There is crisscrossing of the lymphatics on the both sides. Hence, some lymphatics on their way to the nodes pass through the mandible and explains the frequent involvement of mandible in carcinoma tongue. In 50% of cases, the lymph node enlargement is due to secondary infection. Such nodes are tender and firm and responds to antibiotics. In remaining cases, they are hard and fixed and hence significant. Investigations. Wedge biopsy from edge of the ulcer can be taken under local anesthesia. In cases of proliferative growth, punch biopsy is recommended. In cases of growth rising from posterior one-third of the tongue, biopsy can be taken under general anesthesia. It also provides an opportunity to examine in detail the posterior spread of the disease into tonsils, pharynx, etc. Orthopantomogram X-ray of the mandible can demonstrate an irregular defect due to invasion, erosion, or pathological fracture. Chest X-ray was taken to rule out aspiration or inhalation pneumonia. Routine investigations such as complete blood picture, fasting and postprandial sugar estimation to rule out diabetes and electrocardiography to assess cardiovascular function should be done. Very advanced lesions may require CT scan or MRI scan. Treatment. Carcinoma of the tongue is managed similar to a cancer in the oral cavity. However, to preserve the function of the tongue, widespread diseases in the posterior one-third tumors, general health of patient elderly with bad bronchopneumonia may decide the treatment in favor of radiotherapy. However, results of surgery or radiotherapy for early carcinoma of the tongue are equivalent. Various types of surgery. Carcinoma in situ. This type is uncommon in our country. A wide excision with 1 centimeter margin and a depth of 1 centimeter is sufficient. Reconstruction of the tongue is not necessary. Second is partial glossectomy is indicated which when the lesion is less than 2 centimeter T1 and confined to the lateral borders of the tongue. About 1/3 of the anterior 2/3 of the tongue is removed. The wide excision should include at least 2 centimeter of the tissue away from the palpable indurated edge of the tumor. Alternatively, radiotherapy can be given. Hemiglossectomy refers to the removal of around 50% of the tongue, and this is indicated in a radioresidual tumor, radiorecurrent tumor, or where radiotherapy facilitates or not available. Reconstruction of the tongue can be done by nasolabial flap and a divide of pedicle at later date. Radial foramen free flap can also be used. Total glossectomy indications are similar to those mentioned above. However, a very sensitive growth involving the entire tongue are given radiotherapy initially to reduce the size of the tumor. Surgery can then be undertaken. Total glossectomy carries significant mortality and morbidity. Commandos operation. This is indicated when carcinoma of the tongue is fixed to the mandible with infiltration of the floor of the mouth. Hemiglossectomy with hemimandibulectomy, removal of the floor of the mouth and the radial neck dissection is described as commandos operation. However, in a few selected cases, removal of the hemimandible is not necessary. Growth which is close to the margin of the mandible without infiltration or confirmed by X-ray needs to be treated by marginal mandibulectomy. Carcinoma of the tongue with involvement of only a small portion of the mandible can be managed by segmental excision. Advantage of this method is that it is not only cosmetic but also preserves the function of the tongue by preserving genioglossus. Hence, the tongue may not fall back after surgery. Treatment of lymph nodes. Lymph nodes metastasis in neck from the squamous cell carcinoma can be managed both by surgery as well as radiotherapy. Causes of death in carcinoma tongue: recurrent aspirational pneumonia, gross local recurrence, fungation, ulceration, cachexia, then uncontrolled hemorrhage from growth. In such cases, ligation of the external carotid artery above superior thyroid branch should be done. If ligature is applied below the origin of superior thyroid artery, it results in eddy currents and thrombus at bifurcation of common carotid artery.